If I had to share with you the single most important mindset shift that I've experienced in the last year that's catapulted my growth time and time and time again, it's that I've stopped lying to myself and I've allowed myself to change my mind. And I know this might sound super simple. I know some of you are probably being like, what am I even going to spend my time listening to this random girl on the internet telling me that I stopped lying to myself and that I've allowed myself to change my mind? Just hear me out. I feel like a lot of us don't allow ourselves to change our minds. And because we don't allow ourselves to change our minds, we then still change our minds and change how we feel within ourselves. But we're like, I can't change my stance. I can't change the outcome of what it is that I believe in. So I'm now going to start lying to myself and start trying to convince myself that even though I feel like I don't agree with this thing that I used to believe in, I'm still going to try and convince myself that this thing that I used to believe in is still the right thing to believe in, even though within me, I know that this is not exactly what I want to believe in anymore. And that's all stemming from a place of ego. I don't want to change my mind. I don't want to look dumb to the group. I don't want to look dumb to other people that have heard me say time and time and time and time and time again, I believe in this thing. And now I'm just going to come around and be like, no, I changed my mind. I actually believe in this other thing. I'm going to look dumb. I'm going to look stupid. I'm going to look weird. I'm going to look different. And I don't want to feel different. I don't want to look weird. I want to be part of a group. But what I can tell you guys is that if you are committed to self-growth, if you are committed to personal development, if you are committed to becoming the best version of you, you are allowed to choose to say that I am allowed to change my mind. I am allowed to grow. Growth inevitably involves you changing your mind. You don't have the same mind that you did when you were 7. When you were 7, you had different dreams, different aspirations, different ways of looking at the world. When you were 18, you had a different way of looking at the world than when you're now, if you're in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s, right? So the single most important thing that's happened to me is when I've allowed myself and told myself, hey, Orlane, you are allowed to change your mind, and I don't ever want you to lie to yourself anymore. I don't care about people lying to other people. Well, I do care, but like right now, that's not the topic. Lying about other people is something else. Lying to yourself is a lot deeper. I don't ever want to be in a position where I know deep down what my truth is. I know deep down where my answer lies. I know deep down what I really truly want to do, what is right for me. But for some reason, because I am unwilling to change my mind, I have to start lying to myself and convincing myself that the other option is what is right for me, when I know deep down that it isn't. And I know that this might sound weird, but I feel like a lot of us experience this kind of internal dissonance, this internal conflict of like, I know that I should leave this relationship. I know this relationship is not right for me. I know deep down that this is not my person. But rather than accepting, you know what, I can change my mind. Yeah, maybe I've said to 5 people that this was going to be my husband, but actually now I'm wrong. He's not my husband. He's not my man. It's okay. I'm allowed to change my mind. And I'm allowed to say to these 5 people, hey, remember when I said this thing? Things have changed. Like, I feel like I don't feel the same way that I did. I feel like this is not aligned in the same way that I thought it was. And there were a few things that I hadn't seen at the time that now I've seen and I don't really like it. And so, by the way, like, I'm probably going to break up with this person. And so in that situation, you're not lying to yourself. But how many of us have had moments where we knew this was not the right fit? We knew this partner was not meant for us. But because we had said to other people, this is my man, this is who I'm going to be with for the rest of my life, or I finally met my person, I finally met my match, whatever it is that you've said, whatever it is that you've thought, you now feel stupid to say, actually, I think I'm wrong. And so then you start lying to yourself, start justifying to yourself, no, he's good enough. He's good enough. Like, this person, my partner, they're good enough. Like, I'm really happy. We go on dates. We do all of these things, la, la, la. And you start lying to yourself. And sometimes it's even deeper. Sometimes it's not even because you've said something outwardly to someone, this is my person. Sometimes because it's deeper within people. You've thought it. You've really believed it to be true at your core. And then something changed. And you're like, no, this feeling can't change. I can't now think this is not my husband. I can't now think that this is not aligned for me anymore. So I'm going to refuse to accept this feeling that is coming up, and I'm going to lie to myself and tell this feeling, you're wrong, this person is right for me because of all of these other reasons, rather than accepting, no, I'm allowed to honor the feelings that come up. I'm allowed to accept that change happens, growth happens, life happens, and I'm allowed to change my mind. This can happen obviously with a relationship. This can happen with like when you're buying your house. You can have a feeling of like, I thought this was gonna be my dream house, but actually it isn't. This can happen with anything. It can happen with what you want to eat for dinner. I genuinely think that the single most important thing that I've done since my breakup is give myself this opportunity and this allowed myself to change my mind. I'm allowed to change my mind. I'm allowed to say, yeah, I used to really love living in this neighborhood, but actually now I don't. And I'm allowed to say that out loud, even though I still live in this neighborhood. I don't want to be saying to people, no, this neighborhood is really good. It's really nice. When deep down, I know this is not where I want to live. You know what I mean? And I genuinely think that that has allowed so many things in my life to realign, so many things within me to realign when I'm not lying to myself anymore. And I feel like so many of us are walking around lying to ourselves. There's so much more power, in my opinion, saying, hey, I'm actually really sad today. I'm actually genuinely just really sad today. I don't feel good. I don't feel good today. Rather than knowing deep down that something is not right, but saying outwardly, everything's okay, everything's good, I'm really happy today. Oh my God, like things are really, really good. Like, oh my God, did you see, like I bought myself flowers, right? They're so cute. I'm having a great day, right? But deep down, you know that you're lying to yourself. Deep down, you know that you're just not honoring your feelings. You're not honoring your truth. And I think that that's a really, really damaging thing. And I also think that the moment you allow yourself to change your mind, the moment you refuse to lie to yourself anymore, is also the moment where you can start catapulting your growth. Because growth involves a lot of change rapidly. It involves you changing your mind. It involves you growing. It involves you expanding your knowledge. It involves you seeing things in a slightly different way that you used to see them. It involves collisions of ideas that you used to have with the ideas that you now are learning and making a new paradigm in your head, a new way of thinking, a new way of viewing life. If you're unable to change your mind rapidly, if you're unable to be malleable, it's going to be so much more difficult. I genuinely think that the more stubborn you are in this self-growth journey, the slower you go in this journey. It doesn't mean that you don't get there and eventually. It just means the slower you get there. And so that's what I really, really want to share with you. I genuinely, wholeheartedly think that this concept of allowing myself to change my mind and allowing myself to be malleable and allowing myself to, and refusing to lie to myself anymore, is what catapulted me in my growth so tremendously this year. So yeah, if you did enjoy this, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video with other people that could benefit from it as well. Please comment if you've learned something new, if you resonate with what I did say, if you have a diverging opinion to me. That's always really good to have these conversations. I think it's important. And if you do want to follow me elsewhere, I also have a singing YouTube channel where I post covers about every week, so you can hear my voice, my singing voice. And then I also have a podcast that goes up every single Sunday. We talk about topics just like these in a bit more detail. It goes up on YouTube as well as on podcast platforms, so you can just listen to it while you're going on a walk and just get to listen to my voice and the gems that I just drop regularly in conversation. So yeah, I really love you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Bye guys.